Let's start with our first news. Renato Moicano did not hold back after his latest performance, calling out the UFC for what he believes is bad matchmaking. In a recent interview, Moicano made it clear that being paired with Chris Duncan did nothing for his career, his visibility, or his ability to build hype. He explained that fights at this level are not just about winning or losing, they are about attention, promotion, and staying relevant in a very competitive business. Moicano compared his situation to fighters like Michael Van Page, who have also expressed frustration when given opponents that do not help elevate their profile. He stressed that while there are many skilled fighters on the roster, skill alone is not enough if the fans do not recognize the name. According to him, facing lesser-known opponents can actually be risky because they are dangerous, hungry, and have nothing to lose, while offering very little upside in return. He specifically mentioned that he would rather face bigger and more recognizable names like Paddy Pimblett, Brian Ortega, or Benoit Saint-Denis. These are the kinds of matchups that create buzz, generate fan interest, and give fighters something to promote. Moicano emphasized that the fight game is not just about competition. It is also about entertainment and building a personal brand. Speaking about the Apex event, Moicano sounded visibly frustrated, and he questioned why he was placed in a main event slot against an opponent that, in his words, nobody really knows. He made it clear that moments like these are supposed to push a fighter forward, not leave them feeling stuck or overlooked. For him, every fight should be an opportunity to grow his name, expand his audience, and create momentum. Despite delivering an impressive performance, Moicano also pointed out that he did not receive any major bonus beyond the standard payout. This added to his frustration, as he felt his efforts inside the cage deserved more recognition. In the end, Moicano's message was simple but powerful. The fight business is not just about being the best. It is about being seen, being talked about, and staying important in the eyes of the fans and the UFC. Move on to another news. Dana White has responded strongly to recent comments made by Joe Rogan regarding the GOAT debate in MMA. During a podcast discussion, Rogan acknowledged that Jon Jones is absolutely in the conversation, but pointed out that there are still factors to consider. He highlighted Jones's split decision win over Thiago Santos, as well as the extremely close fight against Dominic Reyes, a bout that many fans and analysts still believe Reyes actually won. These remarks quickly gained attention, and Dana White wasted no time pushing back. Appearing earlier today, Dana made his stance crystal clear. According to him, there is no debate when it comes to the greatest fighter of all time. He firmly declared that Jon Jones stands above everyone else in the sport's history. Dana emphasized that, officially, Jon Jones has never truly lost a fight in his career. He pointed out that the only opinions that matter are those of the judges, and in every contest, the judges have never scored Jones as the loser. For Dana, that fact alone solidifies his legacy as the undisputed GOAT. He went even further, praising Jones for what he accomplished inside the octagon while dealing with injuries and various challenges outside of it. Dana stated that when you look at the full body of work, the dominance, the consistency, and the level of competition, nobody compares. He made it clear that regardless of personal opinions or close friendships, his stance will never change. However, while Dana was defending Jones's legacy, the fighter himself found his name trending again for the wrong reasons. A video has recently gone viral showing Jones involved in an alleged road rage incident. In the footage, another driver confronts him, accusing Jones of almost hitting him on the road. The situation quickly becomes tense, with the other driver raising his voice and repeatedly calling out the near collision. Jones responds in a calm but dismissive manner, flipping the man off before turning away. He then walks back to his truck and drives off, ending the confrontation without further escalation. The clip has spread rapidly across social media, drawing mixed reactions from fans. Some see it as a minor incident, while others believe it adds to the ongoing controversy surrounding Jones. This comes at a particularly sensitive time, as Jones has recently expressed frustration with the UFC and even requested to be released from his contract. Move on to another news. Luke Rockhold has stepped in with some strong advice for Khamzat ahead of his highly anticipated clash with Sean Strickland. Rockhold, who has made it very clear he is not a fan of Strickland, had no hesitation breaking down exactly how he believes Khamzat can secure the win at UFC 328. Over the years, Rockhold has openly criticized Strickland, even accusing him of intentionally trying to hurt his own teammates during training sessions. More recently, he doubled down by calling Strickland a fraud, claiming that his actual fighting style does not match the aggressive and loud personality he shows outside the cage. In a recent interview, Rockhold laid out what he sees as the key strategy for Khamzat. According to him, the most important thing is to stay calm and fight a complete fight. He emphasized that Khamzat cannot rush or rely on just one approach if he wants to succeed against someone as durable and experienced as Strickland. Rockhold explained that Khamzat needs to mix things up. He should use his striking to set up takedowns, but avoid holding on to them for too long. Instead of forcing control on the ground, he should focus on doing damage, then resetting and continuing to flow throughout the fight. The idea is to stay unpredictable and not allow Strickland to settle into any rhythm. He also pointed out that Strickland is extremely difficult to control on the mat. With a takedown defense rate of 76% and a history of going the full 25 minutes in multiple fights, Strickland has proven his endurance and resilience time and time again. That makes it dangerous for Khamzat to rely too heavily on grappling control alone. Rockhold stressed that Khamzat has the skills everywhere: striking, wrestling, and pressure. But the key is using them intelligently. He must change levels, stay loose, and avoid overcommitting to positions that could drain his energy or allow Strickland to escape. If Khamzat follows this approach, Rockhold believes he can win this fight anywhere, whether it stays on the feet or goes to the ground. However, not everyone is convinced, as some believe Strickland's toughness and experience could turn this into a very different kind of battle. Move on to another news. Michael Chandler could be heading toward the final chapter of his career as speculation grows around his future following the upcoming UFC White House card. While Chandler himself has not officially confirmed anything, many in the MMA world are beginning to believe that this fight could mark his last walk to the octagon. One of the voices fueling this discussion is Chael Sonnen, who recently shared his thoughts on the situation. Chandler is scheduled to face Mauricio Rufy, and this bout will be his first appearance since suffering a stoppage loss to Paddy Pimblett back in April. That defeat added more pressure on Chandler, especially considering the current stage of his career. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Sonnen did not hold back. He openly stated that if Chandler loses this fight, retirement is very likely. According to him, it may not even be entirely Chandler's decision, but rather a natural outcome based on where things stand right now. Chandler is now approaching 40 years old, and while he still carries the mindset of a fighter who wants to become world champion, reality may be starting to set in. Sonnen explained that if Chandler is forced to confront the idea that a title run is no longer possible, he may choose to step away with dignity and allow the next generation to take his place. Another important factor is Chandler's growing presence outside the cage. He is already working with Paramount and building a role as part of an announcing team. That kind of opportunity gives him a smooth transition away from fighting, making retirement a more realistic option if things do not go his way. From a competitive standpoint, the situation is also concerning. Chandler is currently on a 3-fight losing streak, with his last victory dating back to May 2022 against Tony Ferguson. Since then, momentum has clearly shifted, and another loss could make it difficult for the UFC to justify keeping him in the same spotlight. Sonnen also suggested that the UFC may not be eager to book Chandler again if he falls short against Rufy. At this stage, the promotion is always looking to build new contenders, and a veteran on a losing streak may not fit into those long-term plans. Everything now comes down to this next performance. For Chandler, this is more than just another fight. It is a defining moment that could determine whether he continues chasing greatness or decides it is time to walk away from the sport. Move on to another news. We've got some big and unfortunate updates as a huge fight at UFC 3327 has officially been canceled. Just 1 week before the event, multiple sources confirmed that the co-main event has been completely pulled from the card, sending shockwaves across the MMA world. Rumors started circulating during a recent UFC event, with talk of a major shakeup. Those whispers quickly turned into reality when reports confirmed that Joshua Van is out of his scheduled fight against Tatsuro Taira. This instantly put an end to what was expected to be a massive double title headliner, leaving fans disappointed and the card scrambling for adjustments. At this point, there is still no clear explanation as to why Van withdrew from the fight. With the event just days away, the UFC had very limited time to react, making the situation even more chaotic behind the scenes. Naturally, fighters began stepping up, hoping to take advantage of the opportunity. One of the most notable names to respond was former champion Alexandre Pantoja. He posted his current weight online, showing that he is already in relatively good shape and possibly ready to step in. However, cutting down to the required weight on such short notice would be extremely tough and potentially risky for his performance and health. Another fighter who made his interest clear was Nurmagomedov, who reacted immediately after the news broke. His subtle message made it obvious that he was available and willing to take the fight if given the chance. Despite the interest from multiple fighters, the UFC decided to take a different route. Instead of forcing a last-minute replacement, the promotion chose to reschedule the original matchup. The fight between Van and Tyra will now take place at UFC 328, where it is expected to serve as the new co-main event. While this preserves the matchup, it leaves UFC 327 in need of a reshuffle. As a result, Azamat Murzakanov versus Paulo Costa has been elevated to co-main event status, bringing a different kind of energy to the card. In addition, Cub Swanson versus Nate Landwehr has been moved up from the prelims to open the main card, adding more action for fans tuning in. Overall, this last-minute change has completely reshaped UFC 327. While the card still holds strong fights, losing a major co-main event just days before the show is a huge blow that will definitely impact the overall hype and expectations. Move on to another news. The UFC has officially announced several new fights, adding more excitement to the upcoming schedule, especially for UFC 328 on May 9th. One of the standout matchups features Grant Dawson, who will be looking to bounce back after suffering a tough stoppage loss to Manuel Torres in his last outing back in December. Before that setback, Dawson had built solid momentum with 3 straight victories, showing strong grappling and control inside the octagon. Now, this upcoming fight presents a crucial opportunity for him to regain his position and remind everyone of his potential in the division. On the other side, Mateusz Rebecki is also coming into this fight needing a big turnaround. He has not competed since October, where he suffered a majority decision loss to Ludovic Klein. That result followed another decision loss to Chris Duncan, meaning Rebecki has gone 2 wins and 3 losses in his last 5 fights. This puts extra pressure on him as he looks to avoid falling further down the rankings. Both fighters are entering this matchup with something to prove, making it a high-stakes clash where momentum and career direction are on the line. A win here could completely shift the narrative for either fighter. In addition to UFC 328, another fight has been reported for the June 20th card in Las Vegas. In the bantamweight division, Bea Mesquita is set to face Melissa Mullins in what could be a very interesting stylistic matchup. Mullins has not fought since last July when she lost a decision to Daria Zheleznyakova. So far in her UFC run, she holds a balanced record of 2 wins and 2 losses. This fight gives her a chance to rebuild momentum and show improvements after her previous performance. Meanwhile, Mesquita is coming in with serious hype. She last competed in March, where she secured a first-round submission victory over Montserrat Rendon. Even more impressive, she currently holds an undefeated record of 7-0 in her MMA career. Her grappling skills and finishing ability make her a dangerous opponent for anyone in the division. With these new fights officially added, the UFC continues to stack its upcoming cards with meaningful matchups. From fighters trying to recover from losses to rising prospects looking to stay undefeated, these bouts bring a mix of urgency, opportunity, and high-level competition that fans can look forward to. Move on to another news. Jiří Procházka has sent a clear and confident message ahead of his massive title fight against Carlos Ulberg at UFC 327. With the vacant light heavyweight belt on the line, Jiří is not just aiming to win, he is promising a finish. In a recent interview, Jiří made it very clear that he respects Ulberg's abilities, especially his striking. He described him as a high-level and very systematic stand-up fighter, someone who brings structure and precision into the octagon. Despite that respect, Jiří's mindset remains unchanged. He is fully focused on one goal, and that is to stop Ulberg and reclaim the title. Interestingly, Jiří also mentioned that the 2 fighters had met before, a couple of years ago, and at that time, everything was positive. According to him, Ulberg was respectful, humble, and professional during that encounter. However, things have shifted recently, as Jiri noticed Ulberg making fun of him in videos circulating online. Even with that, Jiri made it clear that he does not care about the trash talk. For him, this is strictly business. He is not getting emotionally involved or distracted. Instead, he is channeling all his attention into preparation, performance, and ultimately, victory. This fight comes at a crucial moment in Jiri's career. He is coming off an impressive comeback win over Khalil Rountree, where he showed incredible durability and determination. Although Rountree had success early in the fight, Jiri turned things around with relentless pressure, high volume, and physical dominance as the fight progressed. Now, with the belt vacant after Alex Pereira moved up to heavyweight, the stakes could not be higher. This matchup between Jiri and Ulberg is shaping up to be a pure striker versus striker battle, one that could deliver fireworks from start to finish. Ulberg enters the fight with strong momentum, riding a solid win streak and looking sharper than ever. On the other hand, Jiri is driven by the desire to reclaim what he once held, making this clash even more intense. In the end, Jiri's message was simple and direct. He respects Ulberg, acknowledges his skills, but remains absolutely confident. In his own words, he is going to stop him, win the belt, and that is all that matters.